right, let's go ahead and jump into our workshop today. My name is Chris Hunter, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer for roofingsites.com and the co-owner, of course, of that. Our webinar today is going to be about how to outrank your competition on Google. This is something that is super near and dear to my heart, something that I've been doing personally since 1998. And what I have built all of our services around because, well, we'll get into that. So this is the workshop called How to Outrank Your Competition on Google. All right. Okay, so what we're going to cover today is how to get ranked for 1,000 roofing keywords, right? Which is outrageous, but I'm going to show you the formula that we use here at Roofing Sites on exactly how to do that. We're going to show you how to build authority to the pages that your website ranks. And we're going to go through, do y'all see that? I don't see that. Here we go. All right. We're going to go through how to build authority to those pages, how to build relevant links that move the needle in the Google search listings, and get our internal SEO checklist. You're going to get that at the very end. And then if we have time, we're going to audit a few websites. I'd like to be respectful of everyone's time, and we're going to try to keep this to 30 to 45 minutes of me talking or less. And then we'll get into actual websites and what's, working, what's not working, and maybe why your website isn't ranking currently right now. Okay, so who am I? My name is Chris Hunter. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Marketing Heroes, and I am based here in College Station, Texas, which is the home of Texas A&M University. Whoop! I ended up coming back here in 2001 is when I came back here after I was working on this jet back behind me, which is the F-117. I'm the father of three. You can see my lovely family right here. This is taken during my son in the middle right there during his Eagle Scout Court of Honor. He had just become an Eagle Scout and super proud dad of that. We are a scouting family. So my other son over here is actually a Life Scout. So he's super close to Eagle as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been doing search engine optimization since 1998. If you do your history on that, that was actually before Google even launched. I ranked my first website on Yahoo, believe it or not. And when Google came around and started getting real popular, I really started focusing on that and really just trying to figure out the inner workings of Google. I've been doing it now for a really long time, so that really, really dates me. We've been doing roofingsites.com since 2018. We decided to focus on roofing because we had such good success with a couple of our clients. We're like, well, if we're going to pick a vertical, let's go into roofing. And so we've been doing that since 2018. My mission, by the way, is to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2028. This is my big, hairy, audacious goal. I think that we're well on track in order to do that. And it's one of the reasons that I have these workshops periodically. I typically run them once a month. And this is one of the things that I'm doing. I'm also the author of the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. If you're a roofing company owner and you don't have this in your hands, go to go.roofingsites.com and fill in your information. And I'm going to send you an absolutely free copy of it, and I'll even sign it for you, right? But this is 23 years of my knowledge in the digital marketing industry, as well as working with roofers. The first roofer I worked with, by the way, was here in College Station in about 2005, and was one of the reasons that we started actually focusing on doing search engine optimization for our clients because, well, it's super needed, and we'll get into why it's needed here in a little bit. Random fact about me, I love to backpack in the mountains with my sons. In fact, I'm going to Philmont in a couple of months at the end of June with both of my sons. It's going to be a super cool experience. I've been to Philmont as an adult one other time with my oldest son here. And now I get to take both of them. So I'm super, super stoked about that. And I'm training for it. So it's always training, seems like. Okay, so let's get into talking about less about me and really more about I call this my marketing system that I've developed over the past 20 plus years. It's the 4R marketing system. And it stands for reputation, is one of the pillars. The very base pillar is your foundation. Without a good reputation online, pretty much nothing else is going to work as far as marketing goes. So what I consider your reputation is your website. It's got to be a high converting website, and you need to have a stellar reputation online, meaning that really online reviews. Okay. Reach is the next pillar, getting in front of more people today than knew about you yesterday. This, for us, for roofers, includes search engine optimization, getting ranked on Google, Google Maps, Google Ads, content machine, social media. All right. So all of these things kind of go all together to help get in front of more people today than knew about you yesterday. Resell is the next pillar. And essentially you're 8 times more likely to be able to sell to somebody, right, that has had a positive experience that you sold to before in the past. So it just makes sense that if you have things that are working in the resell, pillar here, then it's just, you're going to increase your sales, right? And that's just why this is part of the marketing system here. Referrals are also very, very important. Most businesses are built off of referrals, but at the same time, that most businesses are horrible about promoting their referral program. So we've built a lot of things in here at roofingsites.com to help with all of these things. But once you put all of these 4 pillars together, this includes a marketing machine, if you will, that is going to work. Okay. And I call this an evergreen system simply because when things stop working, we take them out and we put something in that does work. Okay. So a great example of that is the yellow pages for the reach pillar. Yellow pages no longer work. This has been replaced by this $1,000 machine that sits in everybody's pocket that everyone goes to, right, to search and find the services, your services online. Okay. And is the exact reason that we're going to talk about search engine optimization today and really getting ranked in Google. Okay. So let's move on. Why should you rank? Okay. Well, that's the number one reason here is that, like I just said, Google and smartphones have completely replaced the yellow pages, right? I love memes, by the way, so I'm going to throw memes at you periodically. I love Austin Powers, so where's the proof, right, that we actually know what we're doing? I can say all day long that I've been doing search engine optimization for a really long time, but if we don't show our proof, then what does it matter? Okay, so with that being said, I took some screenshots this morning of clients and really of their rankings. If you look in this one, there is 2,111 keywords. This is, ranking the keywords in first place, right? And number 1 on Google. Positions 2 through 3 in this specific client, we have 380 positions 4 through 5, 630, and so forth, right? But the big part of this is that almost all of their keywords, like a vast majority of their keywords, are on the first page. And if you look there, that is 3,149 keywords. Okay. How do we do that, right? Most SEO companies, right, when they talk to you, when they're filling out your forms, when they call you and they spam you, right, they're saying, oh, we'll get you ranked for 10 to 20 keywords, right? Most SEO companies do that. They can only focus on 10 to 20 keywords. We built a tool here at roofingsites.com that helps us build out landing pages in mass. Okay. So, and why are landing pages important? And we'll get into that here in a little bit, but the way that we treat those is that a keyword matches up with that landing page. Okay. So because of our tool, we're able to start where no other SEO companies can, and that's at 400 keywords. And then we build out from there every single month. Okay. So this is one of the clients. They've been with us for a very long time. And we don't build those out every month. We build them out once a quarter. Okay. Every quarter, we build out more and more landing pages. And if you look at this client, they've got 3,149 on the first page. Right. So that's pretty cool for them. And what that does is that spreads that net really, really wide. Okay. We go after long tail, short tail, all sorts of keywords that people are searching for. Okay. Okay. So let's look at our next one. Okay. So this one is, also very good here. We've got 1,748, about 60% in first place. We've got on the first page over here, right? We've got 2,693 that are on the first page, right? So, I mean, again, the results are that we're able to get a whole lot of keywords and target a lot of keywords for our clients. Same thing with this one. First place is 1,561. Actual first page right over here is 2,537. And, the results just go on and on, right? We've got results that we can show for this. But the real question is, how do you get results like this? That's one of the things that we're going to talk about here. Let me get to the correct. Okay, so this right here is my recipe that I've used for almost 20 years. We sat down in 2005 to create a blueprint of what would it take to get our clients' websites ranked. And basically, why did I say 2005? I went into business in 2003, and officially, before that, I was doing freelance work as a web designer. And in 2005, we had clients that were begging us to do SEO for them, because at that time we had taken up all 10 spots for web design in College Station, right, on Google. And they wanted us to get those same results. And the reason for that is that because I took up all 10 spots, every time that I had someone call, right, they would end up calling like 2 or 3 times. And by the second or third time, they'd be like, haven't I talked to you before? And I'm like, yes, you have, right? Because they were shopping around. They were shopping around for web design companies, and they kept getting me. And I'm like, well, let's work together. Let's do this. So by 2005, they'd asked us to start doing that for them. And really, we started sitting down and really started systemizing this. And this is a version. Okay, this is not exactly what we started with in 2005, but by 2000, I think 10 is really where this really started evolving. Okay, so if we look here, right, we have your website, we have articles, we have landing pages. Okay, those are the main ingredients really in what it takes to get ranked. Okay, and what we do for our clients is that we build landing pages out. Okay. Shoot, I just messed that up. We build landing pages out every single quarter, like I've already explained, right? And then we link back to them with power links. Okay. These are, links that are powerful. And so we link back to the actual landing page. Gosh, I did that again. I need to stop touching my mouse here. Sorry about that. But if you look over here, there's articles. Okay. So the reason that we've got articles is because Google really, 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 really likes text. Okay. And so since 2005, we have been writing for our clients, right? And we've tested periodically, over the years of stop writing blogs for them. Okay. And stop posting. But what happens every single time is that rankings then start dropping. Okay. So what that means to me is that you need landing pages that are targeted for your keywords, but you also need to be writing about those services and we do educational articles. And so we do those on a regular basis. We then link back, right? You see this little dotted line here. so we share it on social media to get the search engine spiders to come to the website. Once they come to the website, then they go to the landing pages, because there's links in the articles to the landing pages, right? Pretty simple formula, but we do it over and over and over and over again. And that consistency is really what builds up what we're going to talk about here in a second. Okay. Okay. So Google has come out, in the past couple of years and said, this is the formula, right? And they've given us the formula for the first time in 20 something years. They've given us, what is it? Because they have all of these search engine optimization experts that are constantly asking questions to them. How do we, is this going to affect it? Is this going to affect it? Is this going to affect my rankings? Right. So what they came out with is this EAT, EAT formula. Okay. Which stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. They added a new one just recently. Okay. Just in this past year, they added experience. Okay. What does this all mean? Okay. So let's dig into it just a tiny bit. Right. Expertise is pretty easy, right? That's where those blogs come in, I think. And because you're showing Google what your expertise is in. Okay. Authority would be the people linking back to your website. Okay. And that's where those backlinks come in. Okay. And then trustworthiness, they added this one in 2012, when they released the Panda algorithm update. And you might or might not have heard about that. I'm a geek. It affected almost the entire SEO industry at that time. Everyone was hit. We weren't, because we were building links the way that Google wanted those things built. Okay. Back before that algorithm update, right? And they were dropping subtle hints to everyone in the industry. But right before that algorithm change, right, the Panda algorithm change, people were just buying links everywhere, right? They were just buying links on directories, on just a million different places, and they were spamming Google basically, right? Because it was a matter of just simply buying links was a whole industry within the SEO industry. And so Google came out and slapped a lot of people because they were buying links from the wrong places. And in fact, according to Google's algorithm, you're not supposed to buy links at all. No one's supposed to sell links and buy links and all that kind of thing. So the bottom line was that a lot of people got hit. And when I say a lot, it affected about 80% of the websites out there. Okay. Fortunately for us, because we were doing things the right way, and we still do things the right way, we were not affected, and we haven't really been, and I'm going to knock on my desk here for the wood, knocking on wood, but we haven't been affected by that. So the last E, I haven't talked about this one yet, but experience is what Google came out with last year, right, with the helpful content update. And helpful content update is really, really simple. Is your content that you have on your website, is it actually helping, or was it just written for Google? Okay. And the way to tell that is if you're getting engagement, right? If people are coming to the website, reading that blog article, right? Or going to your website and to a landing page and then converting off of that. Google knows what's converting, what's not converting. If people stay for 10 seconds or for a minute or 5 minutes, right? And so the longer that you can get people to stay onto a blog article, let's say, the better that experience is in Google's eyes. Okay. So that's kind of where that goes. The other part of that is to that equation is, is this being shared out, right? Is that blog article being shared out? Is it being commented on? Is it being liked and shared from all the socials out there, Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and wherever, right? Is it actually getting engagement there? Because if it is, right, then what becomes is this like harmony of everything kind of working together. And Google has figured that out and knows how well that content is being engaged, right? So that's that last E. So experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. All right, I'm going to pause here for just a second, see if anyone has any questions or any kind of questions. All right. All right. If you're with me, type a 1 in the chat if you're still with me. All right. Got a 1. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So we've got this formula here, but how does this actually work? What does this actually mean? Okay. To me, SEO has always been about links and content. That's it. Those are the 2 main ingredients, right? If we were going to boil it, all of this work down to 2 main things and getting ranked on Google, it comes down to those 2 things, backlinks and content. Now, how do I know that? Is because I'm in an SEO mastermind group that we tested, I guess at this point, it was about a year ago, right? We ran a test for 6 months on 2 websites, and one website only did backlinks building to that website. Okay. The other website was the exact same type of website, had only content on it. They didn't get any backlinks. And so neither one of those sites after those 6 months had any kind of rankings. Now they had a third one, okay, that they were also testing that did links and content, right? And that thing was killing everybody on Google. So, you know, really, and it confirmed in my mind, that test confirmed in my mind that, you know, it's super important that you have both of those things happening on a regular basis. Really, SEO comes down to consistency. Now, if you notice, I've also got a plus engagement, right? Engagement, we just talked about that. That's that third or second E, right, in the EAT formula. And that's, to me, that's engagement. Is the content getting engaged with? Are people actually reading it? Are they spending the time to read it? Or are they going there and immediately bouncing, right? Or are they not even coming to it at all, right? That's the other part that Google really knows, right? Is, you know, is that content even being looked at? If not, then you've got a major issue. Okay. Everybody with me so far on this? This is a very simple formula. And if we go back to my, I'm going to go backwards here to my formula here, right? That's exactly what we do. Okay. Because we're sharing those articles out immediately to the socials, right? To LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and even Google Business Profile now has a place for you to share that. If those things are getting engaged with, you know, on the article side of things, then you're going to be rewarded by Google now, basically. Okay. Now, the other thing, and I don't even have a slide on this, and I'm just going to stay right here. AI, right? AI has come on super strong in the past, you know, couple of months, really. I mean, it just seems like all of a sudden, you know, the entire world is talking about artificial intelligence, right? And that was with the release in November of ChatGPT. Okay. Now we've tested in our mastermind group that we're in, the difference between ChatGPT content and other AI tools out there. Okay. And, you know, the bottom line is that ChatGPT is not good for your website rankings. Okay. It's not going to be good in the future either, because Google has shifted. I don't know if you heard about this, but maybe about a month ago, they laid off 1,000 employees, right? They did that right as they released the main part of their helpful content algorithm. They also announced at the same time that their algorithm was now based off of their AI. Okay. So that means to me that all of the old rules of SEO are not completely thrown out. It's still all about links and content, but now it's really about that engagement, because with their AI, right, with their artificial intelligence, they can go out and they can figure out all of this stuff very, very quickly, better than a human could. Okay. So we just need to know that as we're moving forward in 2023 on how to build out websites, right? You just want to do it the right way. And I caution you against using something like ChatGPT to build out, let's say, the blog articles, okay? Or build out those landing pages, because of the simple fact that each of those tools leave a footprint, okay? And it makes sense that Google would be able to figure that out very quickly and easily with their own AI, right? That the AIs talk to each other and they're like, hey, this, did you write that? Oh, okay. Not a real human. Okay. Well, I'm not going to rank you then. All right. So anyways, everyone with me on that, understand, about artificial intelligence, at least at a very bird's eye view on that one. And we can go way deeper into that on another workshop on how to use AI. But for now, shoot, I hit the thing again. Okay. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here all the time. Okay. So what we're going to talk about next is, what is a landing page? Okay. A landing page is a keyword plus location. That's how we build out our landing pages. Okay. And a landing page, like I said, we start with our clients, we start with 400. Okay. How do you do that? Well, we built a tool to do that. If you're building it out by hand, right, which honestly, before we built our tool called Site Supercharger, it was very time intensive, and it was our biggest bottleneck, okay, on building out those landing pages. So it's just simply a page that targets a keyword plus a location. So in your case, it would be like roofer in, I'm going to say College Station, okay, or roofing company in College Station. Those are two different separate pages. Those are two different landing pages, I believe, okay, and two separate searches, okay. And so what we're targeting on those landing pages are the searches. Now, how do you actually write out a landing page? This is actually a content structure, right, that we use, right? So you've got your title, okay, which is typically your first H1. I'm going to geek out here, right? H1s are heading 1 tags. And so you want to make sure that your keyword plus the location is in that title tag, as well as the H1 tag. Okay. It needs to be in your introduction. Okay. This is with the keyword as soon as possible in that introduction paragraph. All right. And this is going to be a paragraph right underneath that H1. So for instance, are you looking for a roofer in College Station, Texas? Great. We are a roofing company in College Station, Texas, right? And we would love to help you and blah, 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 and you start writing. Okay. Image. We need an image also right up at the top of the page. Okay. That corresponds with the search. Okay. So I don't know if you know this, but images, you can rank images also. Okay. So it makes sense that if you're targeting roofing company in College Station, that you would have your image, your very first image called roofing company in College Station. Okay. And then you want to put it, that keyword into the alt tags. Alt tags are there for alternative. Okay. And it's typically for screen readers, for people who are blind. They use special software that goes through and it makes, your website accessible. But the other reason for that is that, well, Google reads that as well, right? And with their AI, they know what that image is, okay, there. So if it's a picture of a roof, okay, then it's going to associate you with roofing in College Station, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you can get an actual picture, right, from someone's phone, these $1,000 machines sitting in our pockets are very, very important. If we take a picture with an iPhone or even with an Android phone, okay, it puts special data inside of that image, which is typically a location. So if you took an image here in College Station of someone, getting a new roof, and then you put it on that landing page and you called it roofing company in College Station, and you put that in the alt tags, that gives Google way more fuel, way more food, right, for it to digest and say, oh, hey, maybe this image is about roofing in College Station. So when people do a search for roofing College Station, that might pop up. Okay. And it helps the overall landing page as well. All right. So give me one if that makes sense. One. Okay, cool. All right. Supporting paragraphs. These are just simply paragraphs, that support that first paragraph and that title. I've got here AIDA, as best. What that stands for is attention, interest, desire, action, right? Those are all the things. That's like a marketing framework that we use quite a bit here. And another one that I like to use is more of a pain points, framework there. Okay. You want to make sure that your secondary keywords, secondary are, so for instance, roofing company and roofer to Google, those are kind of simultaneous. Those are the same things, right? So you want to make sure that's secondary and the H2s and H3s, and of course, any other images that are on the page as well. Okay. These landing pages would be great to showcase your roofs, right? So make sure that you have those supporting images are also named roofing and roofer in College Station, your location, wherever that you're at. Okay. There's a lot of things here. If you notice, I mean, there's a lot of things that we go down the list and make sure about, right? We want to make sure that we have supporting paragraphs that go along with that. And I've got including NLP, natural language, other keywords essentially. Okay, relevant keywords. So for instance, like I said, mentioned it earlier, roofing, roofer. Okay, roofing company, roofer. Right? Maybe contractor, roofing contractor would be another one. Okay, that goes along with that. You want to make sure that you just kind of sprinkle those in throughout those paragraphs so that Google understands that this page is really about roofing College Station, right? Make sure that you have a call to action at the very base of everything. I love call to actions. I actually like call to action buttons that stand out. I talk about this in a lot of things, but I think that I call them cash registers, okay? Because these things make you money, okay? For instance, on our website, we've got call to actions all over the place that say schedule an appointment, okay? It's to the point. They're red. They stand out on the page. And we've tested, by the way, call to action buttons, colors. Go with red if you can, all right, with your color scheme. I highly, highly recommend that. Outperforms green or any other colors, 10-1. So you want to make sure that you've got those, that call to action really standing out. Okay. Meta title and URL slug, just make sure that your URL, this is the actual address, when you type it into Chrome or Edge, if that's what you're using, or Safari, whatever, that it's like / College Station roofing, or right, or roofing College Station, or roofer and College Station, whatever, right? Just make sure that is also up there as well. Include 1 or 2 internal links and external links. What this means is that we're going to link to other things, right? In the SEO industry, we call this a silo, right? This is essentially if you were to do like a what is it called, an outline, right, of your website, like a sitemap. If you could see which pages, right, link to each one. And if you think about it, right, your website hopefully is more than 5 pages. Okay. First of all, if you build them like ours, okay, 3,000 landing pages, then you want to make sure that Google has a way to get from one page to the next. Okay. So we do what's called siloing, and that's what this is. Include 1 internal link and 2 external links. External link would be something to like, I don't know, NRCA, RCAT, if you're here in Texas, the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas, whatever associations, or maybe it's an image that goes to GAF, right, or Malarkey or something like that. So you can have those external links, but make sure that they go to authority sources, right? We're not linking outward from our website to a less authoritative website. All right. The other part is we want to use whatever elements are found on competitor wish list, you know, and this is when we do an audit, right? And we look to see, you know, do the competitors have table of contents? Okay, great. We need a table of contents. Do they have videos? Great. We need videos. Do they have graphics? Great. We need to outdo them, right? Because really SEO comes down to it comes down to King of the Hill, right? Have you ever played that? Give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever played that game as a kid, right? If you played King of the Hill, remember you're like up at the top, you got one person at the top, and then everyone else is trying to get that person off of the top, and then they get up to the top. So SEO is just like that. It is literally just like that. You've got to outdo your competition. If your competition has, you know, all of this stuff on their website and you don't, guess what? And they're outranking you. Guess what you need to do, right? So you have to have a good pulse on what your competition is doing and how they are ranking. Okay. So part of that is the on-page stuff here, what we're talking about on landing pages, right? Some of it could also be, you know, their backlink profile. Do they have more powerful backlinks? There are tools to check that. There are tools that we use to check those types of things. And we do a baseline for every single client that comes in. So we know what our client's baseline, you know, link profile is now, and what all their competition, like 3 or 4 of their competitors, right? What are their link profiles? Because we know that that's a very important thing to do. So that is super important. We use a tool called Majestic, by the way, to go out and check what our backlink profiles are for our clients. You know, and what's crazy about that, and I'm getting off topic here, but what's crazy about that is that you can notice 1 or 2 singular links, right? If you look at someone's backlink profile, that probably propelled them up to the #1 spot. Okay. Typically is 1 or 2, and you're like, oh, well, I just need to get 1 of those, right? Or 2 of those or whatever, just to outrank my competition. Okay. So, anyways, look at the competition, make sure that before you get started, and see what they're generally doing, right? Do they have a lot of testimonials on their landing pages? You know, that again, that comes back to that experience part, right? Google wants to see someone with a stellar reputation. They want to see that you're sharing out those reviews on your landing pages, right? As well as sprinkled throughout your website. Word count is another big thing, right? Because if your competitors are all of their landing pages are 5,000 words and your landing page is 100, you've got a big issue there. Okay. What we generally see is in the roofing industry is that very few companies actually have service plus keyword landing pages that are beyond 1 or 2. Okay. So again, you come in with a tool like what we have, and you completely start dominating right away because of the simple fact that you have way more landing pages, way more keywords that you're targeting than your competitor. Okay. And again, down here, number 11, use tools, right? We've built tools, we use tools to make all of this easier. Okay. What tools do we use? We use Majestic. I had mentioned that before. Okay. Majestic.com is a really good tool to find the backlink profile. But just use Google. Go to that competitor's website and see, you know, what are they doing, right? And just do an internal kind of audit to see, are they doing anything? What else are they doing that's different? And look at how many words are on that page. I'm going to switch over to my browser here real quick. Let me see, hang on, bear with me just a second. But, you know, I mean, there is a tool that I use to get word count, and it's called SEO Minion. Okay. So I'm going to do a search real quick for roofing Houston. Okay. We're near Houston. We've got a lot of roofers down there. Okay. So let's say that this one right here, this is number 1 in the organic spot. Okay. So I'm going to click on bronze roofing. All right. And just do a quick search here. Okay. So they've got a video. They've got, Houston roofing, right? Right there, almost very first thing here. And again, highest quality roof that fits your budget. Okay. So how do you really figure that out? What are they doing? Well, I use a tool here called SEO Minion, and it's a free tool that you can use. And they've got this little analyze on page SEO feature. Okay. So as I look through here, the things that stick out, 580 words. Okay. That's kind of a big thing. So if I do 1,000 words, I might be able to beat them. Okay. With on-site SEO. Let me see. Get the best quality roof that fits your budget. That's their meta description is what that is. So the title, Houston roofing. Okay. And let's go back to see what my search was. Again, I did roofing Houston search, but they're targeting Houston roofing. Okay. Number one roofing company, Houston, A+ BBB. Okay. That's great. All right. Title tags are huge. And what is a title tag? It's whenever you hover over a tab, that's what pops up. That's the title tag. Okay. And if you really want to geek out on that, you can look inside of their code here and find their title tag. Just do a search for title. Okay. Title tag is right here. Houston Roofing Company, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what we were just shown right there by SEO Minion. Okay. So as we look down through here, they've got, I'm going to click here to show all of the headings. They've got a lot of headings here, right? They have 28 headings sprinkled throughout this website. And this is where you can start going, okay, this is maybe why they're outranking us on the on-site SEO side of things, the content piece, right? Let me see. They got 66 total images. Wow. There's a lot of images for one page, right? So what is that? If we look through here, it's because they have all of these right here. And then their projects. We've started doing this with all of our clients, and I love this type of image, by the way, that is of an actual house. It's got your sign in their yard. Okay. And this gives Google a lot of spider food, right? That, this was taken, at longitude, whatever number, at, latitude, whatever number, right? So this tells them exactly where this was taken and gives many more signals to Google of what this page is about and why this one is probably ranking so high, right? They've got other images, of course, their team. I love this site. This site is cool. And there's a reason. So if you just simply made all of your landing pages just like this, you would probably kill your competition online. Okay. I love that they have a quick estimate form, call to action up here. The only other thing that I would do is see this quick estimate form. I would switch this over, this being red and this one not being red. But we're starting to get into a little bit more of, optimization of conversions here. But when we're talking about SEO, I would model it after this. Go to bronzeroofing.com and run SEO Minion. And I mean, it's only 580 words. That's crazy, right? Typically what I see are 3,000 words or 5,000 words, right? Mixed in with like FAQs and all those kinds of things. So that's great. That's great. Any questions so far? And that was a very quick audit, right, of competition, just to kind of see, generally get a good mix of how to outrank this guy, right? Now, the next thing would be to say, all right, let me go to majestic.com. I'm going to grab his URL here. I use Majestic. There's all sorts of other tools out there. A lot of them, talk about, domain authority, DA, right? This one goes by a little bit different terminology. They go by trust flow and citation flow. So it's all about the same. I've used this one for years and years and years. And it's how we've built our internal, what we view as good and bad. Okay. So I put his actual URL in here. I just grabbed the URL from here, put it in there. Okay. This gives me a little bit of a picture. They've got a trust flow of 4, so their backlink profile is not good at all, just for this URL. I'd like to target, you know, somewhere around 20. So let's look at some of these. All right. So if I go to the root domain, let's see what the trust flow is there. Still a 4, not good. I don't know why they'd be ranking then. 3. Wow. Okay. So usually one of those is usually pretty good when I'm looking at backlink profiles. And I have not looked at this backlink profile, so this is completely off the cuff here. All right. They have 82 external inbound links, meaning that you know, links coming to their website. We can go to see, you know, all the way down to, well, what is their backlinks coming to their website? And if I scroll through here, all right, so exactly, right? So trust flow, you want this as high as you can. This is a metric from 0 to 100. The closer to 100, the better, okay? And same thing with citation flow. So trust flow is simply how trusted is that website. And if you notice, they've got it both on the URL and on the domain. I'd like to judge it by the domain. And that's just the overall domain. So for instance, superpages.com, right, is the trust flow here. Okay, so we've got a trust flow of 66, citation flow of 58. And this is a 58 is really good. And that's just the amount of links coming back to that website itself right here. So super pages, yellow pages, these are pretty good links. So you know, if I were talking to this client, I would recommend to them that, you know, and not to this client, talking to a client that was wanting to outrank them, I would recommend that we get those same 2 links, and you can buy those. So, you know, that's pretty easy to do right there. Complaint info, that's probably not a great link to get, you know, but it looks like they've got a 17 and a 34, right? We want to be targeting anything that's over 20 here inside of this backlink profile. Living magazine, this looks like a pretty good one, right? This looks like an article that was written in 2017, the best Pearland Friendwoods Reader Choice Awards. Okay, so they got a backlink inside of this one right here, so that's pretty cool. You know, so what you can do is just use this tool to go down and cherry pick the best keywords. The best backlinks that you can get. Okay, so you want to target anything over 20 on the trust flow for the domain. Obviously, the higher, the better. You know, for instance, if I put Google in here, you're going to see 100 trust flow, right? And 100 citation flow. So you want to target and really kind of cherry pick down through here, like this one right here, find open. I'm not sure what that is, but, you know, looks like you can buy a link there. And when I say buy a link, you're just buying a directory listing. That's all I'm advocating here, right? Is that you're going to buy an actual listing on this website, okay? Because it's got a pretty decent trust flow, okay? And so basically, if you know, you'd want to do that and then some, right? And sprinkle in your own backlinks. Oh, there's a good one, right? From birdeye.com. That's a tool that you can use to get reviews for your website. Sorry, for your company. So, you know, this might be worth looking into. Birdeye.com. That's pretty cool. Pretty good backlink. But if you notice, the page itself is 0 and 0. So, you know, maybe look and think about that as well, is that, yeah, this is a 23, but this is a 6. Maybe this is a better link than this Birdeye one down here, which is 45, but 0 over here for that. So it's a mixture back and forth, and you want to sprinkle these links in periodically. It's just what we do for our clients on a regular basis. And the more that you build, obviously the better, but the more better links that you build, is that even a term, is better. Okay, that's a horrible way of saying that, but that's what you want to do. Okay, so give me a 1 if everyone understands. And that was just a quick audit, you know, to go through there. But give me 1 in the chat if that all made sense to y'all. All right, 1. All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about what is important. Get back to my thing here. Okay. So first thing is first, engagement, right? That Google has gotten really, really dialed into the experience part of the EEAT formula. So you want to make sure that you're writing good content, you're sharing it out on the socials, you're having at least your staff go through and click like on every single one of those, right? Whether that's an image that you share on Instagram, whether that's a blog that's shared on Facebook or LinkedIn, make sure you at least are getting some engagement on that. And it doesn't always have to start, right, with external, like your customers. It can start with your employees. Go through, click like on every single time that you see something come up. Okay. That's going to improve your social engagement, which improves your SEO, right? Because that's just how it's all working nowadays. Speed is important. And what do I mean by that? Speed of your website. How fast that your website loads is super important nowadays. That's part of that experience, part of the EEAT formula. We have a super hyper fast hosting service that we put all of our clients on. It's built into our pricing because we realized how important that speed was. We tested this in our mastermind group. Gosh, it was about 2 years ago at this point. And we came up with the conclusion that websites just need to be fast, not just fast, they need to be ultra fast. Okay. And that's simply because you have 3 seconds from when someone comes to a website and they bounce, literally 3 seconds nowadays, according to the latest research. And you want to make sure that the most important stuff, the header, your titles, the images, pull up within that 3 seconds. Okay. So what I see common in the roofing industry is that these websites are so bloated. They're so slow. They're put on shared hosting, right? From GoDaddy or HostGator or, all of these cheap hosting packages so what's that is doing is that's actually holding your website back. Okay. Because Google came out at the beginning of last year, right? So at this point, beginning of 2022, and they released a tool to check your website for speed. Right now, Google doesn't really release a whole lot of tools for us SEOs. So when they did, my spider senses, kicked in there. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then they immediately came out and said, hey, this algorithm change is coming up, and it's going to be all about speed. So, all of us SEOs are like, okay, well, I guess we need to make our websites faster, a lot faster. So bottom line is that we put all of ours on hyper fast hosting service, right? That we vetted out. We went and tested 20 different hosting services out and found the best of the best. In fact, they're so good that they go through and they will optimize the website if we add something that slows it down. So for instance, if you add a big image, they'll go in, because they're testing it on a daily basis, they'll go in and reduce the size of that image on that page. And not only that, but compress that image and put that on a CDN, right? Which is a content delivery network, which is in geek speak, basically just other servers that are ultra fast. Okay. So everything is about speed. Okay. With Google, speed and engagement. Those are the top 2 things right now that are working for search engine optimization, getting ranked on Google. The next is backlinks, right? This has always been, always, since I've been doing search engine optimization for 20 plus years, right? Google still values backlinks and values backlinks that are good. Okay. And we went through that exercise. You got to make sure that you have service plus location pages. For every single service, for every single location, you've got to have that combination. And I audit 4 to 5, roofers' websites every single day. And I guarantee that is the number one thing that I do not see is service plus location pages. Blogs, that's the other thing, right? Because it takes a lot to write a blog, and it takes a lot to stay consistent with that. That is another thing, that if you're not feeding those search engine spiders all the time, which is what I call blogs, they're search engine spider food. If you're not doing that, then you are completely missing out on an opportunity to outrank your competition. This one is just a no-brainer, but I do come across roofers websites that are not mobile friendly all the time. And honestly, at this point in the game, if you haven't updated your website to be mobile friendly, you haven't updated your website in 10 years, right? A decade. So please, please, please make sure that you have a mobile friendly website. Google has a tool to test if your website is mobile friendly or not. It's one of the tools that I use when I do an audit. And just literally Google that, right? Mobile website checker, Google, inside of Google. You know, if you haven't updated your website in a decade, you've got some issues going on with your marketing. So I'm just going to leave that there. Page titles, make sure that the keywords are in every page title. Make sure that they're consistent inside of the headings. We've gone over a lot of this already. Make sure that you stay consistent, right? Add blogs, add landing pages, add backlinks. Make sure you share those blogs, right? And make sure that your team is just doing that on a constant basis. You do that, and I guarantee you, follow my formula here, you're going to outrank your competition very easily. Okay, so if you want to, head over to seochecklist.roofingsites.com to download the ultimate SEO checklist for roofers. Inside of that also has the main keywords to target that we target. It'll also, it's literally a checklist, you know, for your website that you can go down for every landing page and say, yes, this was done. Yes, this was done. Yes, this was done. Okay. Yeah, SEO checklist.roofingsites.com. Okay, so what now? All right, if you're tired of wasting time and money with ineffective marketing for your roofing company, if you need a system that helps you make more sales, because ultimately that's what websites are there for, and marketing, right? You want to make sure that you're making more sales. If you'd like to free yourself from chasing those leads, book a strategy session with me at roofingsites.com/schedule. And we'll go through a lot of what we went through today, and then some, because we're going to talk about where you're lacking in the 4R marketing system. We've got an audit that we do for every incoming client. We'll go through that audit. We'll make sure that we set you up for success in 2023 with online digital marketing. And really, I don't even consider online and digital marketing. I just call it marketing, because that's what it is nowadays. If you're still marketing by the way of yellow pages, while it's a good link to have, as I showed you, it's a waste of money to pay for the actual physical yellow pages. And I've proven that time and time again with tracking numbers that, anyways, I'm not even going to go there, but make sure that your marketing is working. Just go to roofingsites.com/schedule to schedule a time with me. And by doing that, I'm also going to send you a copy of my book. I'm giving away 100 free copies of my book, The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. And if you're one of those roofers that need help, please give me a call. All right. You can also, by the way, go to Amazon right now and go purchase this book. It is, or you can get a free one at go.roofingsites.com. Okay. So, but if you prefer to go to Amazon and purchase it, that's cool. Just head on over there and search for The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers.